Nothing. Absolutely nothing in there at all. Then you look right here, and that's probably making good sounds whenever they're driving. Oh, alive. Dead. No antifreeze and no oil. So where is it? Where did it go? Look at this pretty little kitten. It's got the spray paint. It's got the broken bumper. It's got the radiator relocation. It's got the cargo box. What else could you ask for? Maybe some wheel bearings. Let you add your own commentary to that one. She's got a little slant. I don't think the camera picks that up very well, but this thing is a combo with this. I'm not sure how I'm going to combine these videos. This has already been diagnosed, and it's bad. So I don't know if they're going to get combined or they're going to be separate videos yet. This one needs looked over and make it trail ready. So all I know about it is that it barely has any oil. The battery's dead. The handlebars do this and this. The wheel bearings do that. We got screws poking you in the knees if you aren't paying attention. So we're gonna make a list of concerns. Oh yeah, this right here too. Check that out. The brake fell off and it's zip tied to the A-arm. No brake at all. Oh, nice. Yeah, so then this is routed wrong too. Yep, it's routed wrong on this side too, so it's literally the brake line. I'll get you a better shot, but the brake line's rubbing the rotor. It looks like metal on that rotor. So we're gonna give it the once over and see what we can find. It's from that's a factory connector harness. I'm not sure what these 3 wires are for. Oh, well, that's probably what it's for. The temp sensor's bypassed. It's probably the switch for the fan. Looks like we have a battery tender that's like hardwired into this battery. Like it's got a screw in it. And so I don't even know where to start. I guess we're going to start by trying to get this thing fired up. I've had this thing trickle charging for, oh, I don't know, 6 hours. Let's see. Well, that's not a good sign, is it? Oh, it clicked. Ah, it clicked and there's something wrong with the key. Interesting. Well, this whole thing just like twisted too far. It looks new. Okay, well, we need to find the sweet spot. 4,200 miles. Let's see. super old. Oh, nice. Barely got oil to burn, so. Okay. Now, what's going on with this? Interesting. Okay, let me get some ventilation going, and we'll see if we can get it idling and revving without the choke on. Alright, let's try it again. Oh, nice. The fan and the light bar at the same time. All in one. This is it's moving around a little bit. Okay, it's got a little something going on. I want to see if that'll iron out. I need to move this a little bit so it's not blowing a hole in my ventilation. Get a better angle for it to breathe. Alright, this thing's been sitting here all night. Says says it's good. Let's see if it's good. Yep, here we go again with the key. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's see. Got this thing ready to go. Figured we would be doing this anyway. Interesting. 12.9 volts. Interesting. What is going on now? Let's put this on. On jump mode. Okay, so there we go. In jump mode it came on. Interesting. That's probably got a bad connection somewhere. So, let's see. Is it this guy? Ha! Look at that. Dead. Oh, alive. Dead. Oh, yep, there we go. Alright, I guess we're pulling that off and taking a peek at that. Or at least disconnecting this. So, well, it's not even in there, so there we go. Tab's already broken on there. That looks like crap. It's got broken plastic inside of there. I think inside of this thing that the solder is broken on one of these tabs. It's making a new noise every time. Alright, this started last night, so it's odd to think that something were to happen that now all of a sudden it won't work at all. Okay, let's get rid of the solenoid, and we're gonna try to just basically connect these two wires like we're hot wiring a car in the movies. Oh, I just felt something. And I just saw something. There we go. That explains it. Now we have an answer. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Look at that. It's only connecting about half the strands. So I should be able to... we don't even need the key. We're just going to take and touch this and it should turn it over. Okay, so we have two different issues. Let's address what we know needs to be fixed. Alright, so there's our 12. And then let's see what happens to this 12 whenever we hit the button. 7, and it's not drawing any power. Let's see what happens when we hit this one. It's getting 0.6 to the other side. Let's try the obvious real quick. Doesn't seem like the battery's bad. It started last night, but who knows? Let's just see what happens. Okay, so we got a bad connection somewhere. So the next thing we want to do is try to clamp a jumper onto this terminal, which is like impossible, and then jump it straight to the battery and see if it turns over and bypass the solenoid, which is essentially what we were doing with the screwdriver. But if we do it directly at the terminal, then we're bypassing the wire. The wire seems good. It doesn't look chopped up in any more spots. But I don't know if I can get this in here without it dragging around on other metal. Alright, I think I got it. and it's not touching anything. I just gotta make sure this doesn't spin or anything crazy. All right, so this should turn the starter. All right, and you see what that's doing? Interesting. So then what I'm gonna do is, we don't even need the key on. Let's grab this other one. Because I know this battery's good. This is like my old test battery. Let's clamp this somewhere on the engine. We're going to clamp it in a different spot than the original ground. Let's clamp it. Clamp it right there on that bolt. Now, let's see what it does. Let's make sure we didn't bump that. Aha. Aha. Okay, so now we're back to this ground. Now we're back to assuming that this ground isn't good. Okay. So we'll leave that there. And then let's leave that ground there. Let's test it on this one. Nothing. Let's test it on, well, this one's not grounded now. So then that tells me that that battery is actually bad. Right? Because if we do this, it works. If we do this, it doesn't work. I don't know if this will work because that other little wire is not connected. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So the battery is bad. Interesting. It don't look bad. The looks aren't everything. Well, it does look bad. It looks like shit, but it's got voltage. Oh, yep, I've taken one of these out before. You should put a piece of like ratchet strap under this so you have something to pull, because them are awful getting out. All right, I'm gonna get that out of there. And all of this, I'm just trying to test drive this thing. I'm trying to test drive this so we can move on, and we're gonna jack it up and we're gonna shake the wheels, but I need to make sure like it's nothing crazy clunking when it's moving. So all of this is just to test drive it for like 5 minutes so we can move forward. But my God, what a can of worms. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this battery in here and then get it ready so we can take a little test drive on it. That way we can actually continue and make a list of things that it needs. So this battery's like it's like under this thing, which doesn't seem right. And looking here, you can see those are probably supposed to be pushed all the way in. Then you look right here, and that's probably making good sounds whenever they're driving. This boot is like slipped off of here. So we got to get that addressed before we can even get this battery out, or it's not going to come out, because there's no wiggle room in this thing, man, at all. Let's see what this says. Oh, look at that. Shouldn't do that. So yeah, it's got like bad cell in it or something to where it has voltage, but as soon as you put load on it, then it's done. There we go. Now, when we go to get this thing out of here, we got a ripcord. Okay, Jesus Christ. All right, I know this thing was low on oil, but let's make sure it's got anything. I hate to put oil in this thing just to test drive it, to make sure what's wrong with it, to drain the oil out, because it's going to need an oil change. How annoying. Oh, put this cheap stuff in there. Well, might as well check this while it's cold too. Nothing. Absolutely nothing in there. At all. What in the hell? See if I can get an angle. Nothing. Nothing at all in there. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so what does that mean? Does that mean it's leaking out? Is it burning it? Are we ever going to get to ride this thing? I don't know if I had green in there, because I didn't have anything in there, right? You're not supposed to mix antifreeze, but there's no antifreeze. Alright, let's see if this ends up on the floor. I don't hear anything dripping yet. It's concerning, though, that there's no antifreeze at all in there. No antifreeze and no oil. So, where is it? Where did it go? I definitely don't want to fill this thing up. I want there to be enough to circulate, though. Okay, how much did we use? Like half of a gallon or more? Alright, so now we need to do something else. We need to take this temp gun with us. And this is the thermostat right here. So we need to check two things. We need to check at the thermostat itself, and then we need to check like the engine on the other side that's not being interfered with by exhaust temperatures. So the cylinder and head temperature should probably be around like under 200. But if something's not working right, then they will be much higher than that. The seal's cracked on this cap. My, okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's just get it out here and let it idle for a minute. Shifters wore out too. Exhaust leaks, man. That coupler's about to strip out of the prop shaft. Oil temp light stuck on. Doesn't want to idle with no choke. So that should be neutral. You go to high to neutral and it's still in high. It's probably about where that thermostat should be opening up. $130, $140 on the head and cylinder. See if reverse works. Okay. So the gears work. It pulled pretty good too. So we just need to turn the idle up a hair. We're gonna make sure it doesn't overheat. Fix some wiring problems, fix some bearings. Because when I was turning, Oh yeah, she's loose. Oh yeah, it's got one over here. Oh, it's broken. It's snapped off. Of course it is. The fuel line is bent really sharp. Oh, well, look at that. The linkage ain't even tight at all. Alright, so yeah, the thermostat's definitely working, or it would have overheated by now. I don't like that though. The water pump is cold. I would assume that housing should be the temperature of the coolant, and the coolant temperature seems low. I mean, they're about the same, but why is it so low? And it's not overheating. We'll just drive for another couple rounds. Okay, I've seen worse. It runs, right? So that's a good starting point. That's better than most of them that come through here. Okay, so now that we know all this, and then we'll let this thing sit here. But I mean, this thing looks, you can see the crusty mud that's dry to it, and there's no like weeping. Like you can see a little bit of weeping right here. Right, it looks kind of wet from oil saturation. I don't see that anywhere else. So like this engine's good and sealed. No ticking, no crazy stuff. So can't be that easy, right? Just a little bit of wiring and a new battery and maybe some grips. So let's jack it up, and then we'll verify it only needs wheel bearings and not other things, and then we'll compile a list and get it over to the owner, get approval, and then get stuff ordered and get it fixed. See if I can get you a shot. Okay, so up here we have all right, here's the rear. I don't know if I'm wiggling with it or not, but we got free play right there. Greases are missing, and it's been smacked with something, smacked with a mallet. What's also missing is there's little boots that go over here. They're like spacers and a boot all at the same time. The wheel bearing isn't horrible. The rear brake pads look good, but the rear brakes didn't work anyway. So, different problem to worry about. Alright, let's check the front. Alright, front's still on there, because as I was scooting over, I noticed we got some dripping going on. So we're dripping out of this hose, and this hose is connected to I believe it's going to be like the weep hole for the water pump, which means that the seal on the back side of the water pump, in between like the ceramic seal and the engine has failed and it's leaking oil out of that weep hole. So that's a new problem. My God. I don't know. I think this is the seal for the bearing right here. Look at that tie rod end. Like that. It's barely moving the other tire. Yeah, that's bad. It's really bad. Really, 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 really bad. This side's even worse. See the upper ball joint. Sorry I'm not getting you many close-ups on this. I'm trying to just get some things done. I'll show you better close-ups whenever I pull it apart and start fixing it. Here we have some stuff. Wheel bearings, ball joints, upper and lower, knuckle kit, water pump kit, brake pads. So the coolant thing, from whence she was pissing black, now she pisses green. So this is the two spots that it was parked in. So it's slowly just dripping out of that overflow, or the weep hole. And that would explain why there is or was no coolant in it. It was just kept dripping and dripping and neglected, and no one ever checked it. So we're going to be changing that out too. Looks like it's wet in a couple different spots. Another thing too, like I think I mentioned that the bolts that hold the ear, there's like an ear that's metal that this plastic floorboard bolts to. There's bolts broken off in the frame, and we were going to address that. Well, it's like that on both sides. It's actually a little worse than I thought as far as safety. So we need to do that to add that to the list if I didn't already say that. And we're going to get rid of some of this stuff too. We're going to get, like, we're trying to make this thing safe. You know, just safe things. We're not doing like a full rebuild on it or anything. I do have videos of like full rebuilds. If you like full rebuilds, this thing got a crank replacement, and it's got, my God, it's a can of worms. But this one, we're just doing some bare necessities, and surprisingly, I don't know if I went through and showed, but the engine's not like seeping much. Like that looks a little wet up in here. Like, you know, it's like that's seeping. We might pull this cover off, take a peek in here, see if that O-ring's bad or that seal's bad. But I mean, there's no oil in the gaps of the cases and stuff. It started up, it didn't tick or knock or anything, so it just needs a bunch of chassis components. And yeah, we're gonna get the wiring and stuff situated too as well. So let's dig in. We're doing this first. I'm gonna strip the knuckles off of here, and we'll do the knuckle bushings and the wheel bearings at the same time, and then the back end's done. We don't have to do anything else on the back end. The front end's gonna take much longer, so we're saving that for last. 2007 Brute Force 650. I think it's a 2007. It's got a noise. Thinks it's from the clutch. Battery's dead. Just look it over. That's all I know about it. That's all I know about it. And this is a package deal with this one, which I believe will most likely be a second video, because this one I already found quite a few things going on with it. It's a Grizzly 660. I think it's 2007 as well. I just pushed that up here to get a little better angle. It's leaking oil already. Not sure from where. So all I've done is put a trickle charger on this and leave it overnight, and then I checked it and it was 0.04 volts. Battery is toast. So I got a battery charging up over here as a test battery, and we're gonna make this thing run before we do anything else to it and make sure it runs. He says it runs. I haven't heard it run. I noticed it's missing. It's got that overflow tube cracked. It's missing 2 of the 4 lug nuts on this side, and it's got spacers. Missing 1 lug nut back here, also spacers. We need to get all this wire out of the way. It's got a broken bolt right here from the clutch housing. All of the bolts from the clutch housing are missing, lost, by the way. Yeah, we need to make sure none of this is going to get hit whenever we start it up. I don't know how it's going to like to get started up without the... it's got some kind of shenanigans with like the engine braking, and like if the belt gets crazy. I don't know if that's going to affect it or not. I don't know if that's what he's hearing and he thinks that's a problem, so we're gonna find out. Okay, what's going on with the fan? Fan on a switch. Oh, here's a switch. It's broken off. Oh wow, what is that? It's a little... Oh, can you see that? It's a little pigtail for some wires. Okay, I guess is the fan just gonna run all the time, or is there... Oh, is this it right here? Nope. Okay, I guess we'll figure that out later. Let's see if it turns over. Yep, I can hear it clunking. Something's making noise that doesn't sound good. Choke does not work. It's got liquid in there. Here's the petcock right here. It's turned all the way one way, and it's got gas. So what? Cool. You think this thing will start?
I can see.
Doesn't seem like it, does it? Vacuum slides are not stuck. Oh, yeah, I guess we need juice. We need juice. We need juice. I'm gonna say that that's a rod knocking.
That was good, Daddy.
That's good? Well, kinda. Gonna pull this spark plug. We're gonna pull this recoil cover. We're gonna turn the engine over by hand, and we're basically gonna depth gauge the piston as we crank the engine to see if there's basically any like free play, where when we're cranking this, and we'll stick a rod down in there. If it doesn't move while we're turning it back and forth a little bit, then that means that that's when it's picking up the slop of like the rod bearing missing or extremely worn, and that's going to verify if that rod's bad. So this one's easy to get to. The other one's a little trickier, so we're going to test the easy one first. Oh, there's our oil leak. Can't get the screen to wake up. Assume it's recording. Well, I wonder if that was sealed up because of the oil leak. Right? Like, you just keep all the oil in there because it's leaking out. Pull this plug. Then we'll take this rod and we're going to stick it down in the hole. And we're going to keep our hand on there and feel. Okay, this side feels good. Basically, if you go back and forth just the smallest amount and you're holding this thing pressure, you should feel it going up and down with that small amount. There should be no free play. You need to make sure you're in the middle of a stroke. You can't be all the way at the bottom of a stroke or all the way at the top. You need to be in the middle of a stroke. But this is moving. Even with the littlest amount. Okay, well, that sucks. Now we need to go over here and pull this other plug, and it's got a bunch of crap behind it, or in front of it rather. Okay, I don't know if I can get you a shot here, but when I move, you're looking for this orange right here. When I move this like this much, it's either barely moving that or not moving it at all. And it should be going about like that, or that, but so that's the rod bearing on this back cylinder. I mean, there's a low chance it could be the wrist pin for the piston. Very low chance, but most likely that's the rod bearing for that back cylinder is shot. Whatever it needs, the engine's got to be tore down. And I can see somebody used, like, looks like orange silicone. Yeah, that's like orange silicone. We had an orange. I didn't get to the video. I just had a video of assembling it. That Can-Am or the Bombardier 650. That thing was fully assembled with like 14 tubes of that orange RTV. And that's how you know it's done wrong. So this thing's probably wrapped up. I'll message him, tell him my findings, and then he's probably not going to fix this one.